Hello, and welcome to Arizona Cat's Eye, Work from Home Edition. I'm Renee Torres-Cook.
And I'm Melissa Grabinski. Arizona Cat's Eye is a news show produced by students at the University of Arizona School of Journalism.
The coronavirus outbreak cut short our video production for the semester. This broadcast is comprised of stories we produced before the outbreak in Arizona.
All stories have been updated. We are currently anchoring this show from the safety of our homes in California and Arizona. Even before the coronavirus, Arizona was on pace for its second biggest flu season in the past 10 years. One reason is the dramatic increase in kids catching the flu. This flu season has now surpassed the record-breaking 2017-2018 flu season in number of people infected in Arizona. With numbers like these, Sunnyside High School nurse Mary Weaverling says they were doing everything to protect students' health before the coronavirus pandemic.
Good hand hygiene and just keeping things clean and isolating the person that is ill and getting the flu shot because it makes such a difference.
Physician executive at Banner Urgent Care, Devin Miner, says kids lack a full immune response, so they're more susceptible to illnesses. It's not known yet if school closures are resulting in less cases of children with the flu.
A new Arizona bill could change the way women are able to get birth control. I took a deeper look into how it could affect women's health.
Arizona residents could soon be able to get birth control options without a doctor's visit. Sponsored by Senator Michelle Ugenti-Rita of Scottsdale, Senate Bill 1493 would no longer require women to need a doctor's prescription to get birth control.
While this change seems like a good thing, some physicians are concerned with the challenges that may arise.
Head of Women's Health at the University of Arizona's Campus Health, Catherine Schupert, says she has mixed emotions about the proposal.
It would be terrific for everyone to have access, easy access to contraception, especially, again, if they're uninsured. Doctor's visits are expensive.
However, she says that it would be putting a lot of extra responsibilities onto pharmacists.
They're already expected to give shots, they give flu injections, they do so much, counseling about medication.
Campus Health Chief Pharmacist Kim Birmingham says that while she is also in support of the bill, adding more to a pharmacist's plate could cause bigger issues.
When you start getting diverted to doing other things, it can affect safety overall.
Pharmacy intern Cord Cat fears that as more tasks get put onto pharmacists, the less time they will have for everything else.
There is a need to facilitate how this would occur. I think that's kind of a big part of this, that it's not just this magical, this is going to fix everything and it's going to be smooth and picture perfect.
The bill passed the Senate and now moves to the House.
Moving now to the opioid epidemic. According to the Arizona Department of Health Services, more than 2 Arizonans die from opioid abuse every day. I talked to a local family to see how it affected them.
This is Isabella Guerrero. She is a junior at the University of Arizona. Once while tumbling for fun, she injured herself.
One time I was doing a backflip and I ended up landing on my neck, so it was pretty serious, so I had to go to the hospital for that.
She was prescribed an opioid for the pain, but was too young to understand the issue of opioid abuse.
And so I remember the doctor prescribing me OxyContin, which is an opioid, and my grandma literally took it away from me, wouldn't let me use it, and so I had to suffer through the pain.
Authors Jude DeMeglio Trang and John M. Trang lost their son, John Life, in 2014 due to a heroin overdose. JL was only 25 at the time of his death. The Trangs started to see a shift in their son's behavior at the end of his sophomore year of high school. The mother of one of JL's friends told them what to look for.
She said, "Do you see little balls of tinfoil around the house? If you open them up and there's black residue in them, I hate to tell you this, but it's heroin." We were shocked.
The Trangs later found out that heroin usage and addiction sometimes go hand in hand. According to AddictionCenter.com, about 25% of people who try heroin will get addicted.
The Trang said that at the time of their son's death, he was squeaky clean and working 2 jobs. He had oral surgery where he received Vicodin and Percocet, which later led him to use heroin again.
John Levitt, the commander of the Counter Narcotics Alliance, believes that most addictions are the result of prescriptions.
It's not a choice that they made to go out one day and get high. They got hurt in high school playing football. They twisted their ankle dancing or as a cheerleader or whatever. And they get prescribed oxy. Or actually the most common is they have their wisdom teeth pulled and they get prescribed oxy. In the past, they got just enormous amounts of oxy prescribed to them for those so that they wouldn't go back and bother the office again and ask for a refill.
However, Levitt says the city of Tucson is working hard to combat the opioid epidemic. As for the Trangs, Jude and John co-wrote a memoir together based off of a personal journal they kept the year after their son's death. They believe their book, Opiate Nation, will help others with similar experiences.
We just hope that by verbalizing and sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly, that it will encourage other people to open up and to share and to get that healing that comes, and that by doing this, we can help turn around this terrible American tragedy.
You've all heard the stories about people can't imagine what it would be like to lose a son or a daughter as a parent. But to have the ability to tell that story was helpful for me.
Arizona enacted a new law that went into effect in January that requires Schedule II controlled substances to be prescribed online.
4th Avenue has seen some major changes since construction started on a multi-story housing project last summer. The project, named Union on 6th, is on the corner of 4th Avenue and 6th Street. Once completed, the structure will have 250 apartments with a ground level retail space. The Union on 6th is set to bring in over 400 residents to the area. Local businesses are looking forward to the new foot traffic.
We're hoping that having a big audience living right on 4th Avenue is going to help out with all the businesses, because who doesn't want people living right in front of their doorsteps?
The project is expected to be finished by early summer of 2021.
Road construction on Broadway can cause headaches for drivers. But what happens to the small businesses in the middle of it all? Businesses can face a decline in customers during road construction. Owner of A1 Watch and Clock Service, David Quackenbush, has experienced this firsthand. His holiday season, which he says is usually the busiest, was hit hard, about a $5,000 loss compared to prior years.
Everybody has something to say about it. Usually it's not necessarily negative, but just we're glad they're fixing it. Was really the most important thing, is that they finally got around to fixing it. And it has taken a while, but I think everybody is realizing that it'll be great when it's done. But
construction on Broadway will be completed by late 2021.
Tucson streets will start seeing a major facelift in the coming months. The half-cent sales tax increase Tucson voters approved in 2017 as part of Prop 101 has already raised over $50 million to improve Tucson streets. The tax increase will be split, with 60% going towards major streets, while the remaining 40% will be used to improve neighborhood roads. Ward 6 Councilman Steve Kozachik says the lane miles will depend on the condition of the road.
50 roads that all they need is a chip seal, you're going to get a whole lot more lane miles than if you're doing 5 roads that need a complete rebuild. So there's no real answer to how many lane miles the money that we've raised so far will cover.
So far, only 42 lane miles have been improved, with another 35 currently under construction. The Prop 101 sales tax will continue until July 2022.
Hope you're enjoying this edition of Arizona Cat's Eye from Home. Coming up, the Pima Animal Care Center is preparing for their dog days of summer.
And a look at two local athletes preparing for the Paralympics that were set to take place this summer.
And I'm Adrian Ford. Today we start with health.
Former Arizona Cat's Eye anchor Adrian Ford says the journalism class, Arizona Cat's Eye, prepared him for becoming a Newsbreak anchor at AZPM.
If I didn't have the anchoring skills that I learned in Cat's Eye, I probably wouldn't have been able to get the job in the first place, since the biggest part of it is being an anchor.
A typical day for Ford involves rewriting stories into shorter versions and then broadcasting them live on air. Ford thinks that creating a new show the previous semester definitely helped him develop these skills.
I'm Adrian Ford with a look at today's headlines.
Learning just throughout the whole semester, first finding the stories, and then writing the stories, and then editing the stories, getting all the video and the audio, just being able to do everything gave me a sense of what works on camera, gave me a sense of what is actually newsworthy. Obviously, we learned all of that stuff in past classes, in past years, but actually doing it and putting it to actual practice helped me get the job, because I was actually able to do the things that the job was asking me of.
The Department of Health Services.
Ford says Arizona Cat's Eye was his favorite class in the journalism curriculum and wishes that there were more like it. For students interested in landing an internship or paid position at AZPM, please meet with the internship coordinator in the School of Journalism.
Welcome back. The Paralympics were set to take place this summer in Tokyo. But with the coronavirus outbreak in many countries, the event has been postponed, which puts the dreams of some local athletes on hold. I had the chance to meet and talk with two local U of A Paralympians.
A local UA wheelchair basketball player and coach will be heading to the Paralympics in Tokyo. Courtney Ryan and Josie Oslickson have been training and dreaming of this for years. For them, wheelchair basketball is much more than just a sport.
Initially, I thought, oh, now that I'm disabled, I'm fragile. All those beliefs that people have with disability of fragile, the lack of independence, weak, non-athletic, that just completely changed everything and really helped mold me into the person that I am now.
Ryan, previously a soccer player, was on the field one day when her legs gave out. She found out she had a blood clot burst in her spine and was paralyzed from the waist down. She has since regained some movement and is paralyzed from her mid-thigh down. Josie Oslickson, who was injured in a car accident at the age of 5, did not try the sport until she was 13.
I was just trying out some rehab activities, and there was a basketball coach there for a high school age team, and he was like, you would love wheelchair basketball, you have to do it. And I was really nervous too, because what she said, you think that you're fragile and that you're going to get hurt, because it's that's the perception that I was raised with, with a disability.
The two have a strict training regimen that requires a shooting workout of 1,500 shots a week, weightlifting, and specific nutritional requirements. University of Arizona's Adaptive Athletic Director Peter Hughes says he is excited to see all of their hard work pay off.
Courtney Ryan in particular, I found her playing wheelchair basketball as part of her rehab for her spinal cord injury. She played for San Diego, and she was playing, and I was supposed to be recruiting at a juniors tournament. She was a young adult at the time, and I was like, I'm not going to go there when the best player that I see is right here. And then she came and she just busted her tail every single day.
The Tokyo 2020 Paralympics were rescheduled for no later than the summer of 2021. Until then, Ryan and Oslickson will continue to train, as they are still planning on attending in 2021.
As the wave of gender equality moves through women's sports, colleges across the country are doing more for their women's athletics, and the University of Arizona is no exception. The last few years of Arizona athletics has shown improvements in women's sports. Women's basketball went from perennial Pac-12 bottom feeders to a top 15 program. Arizona soccer has 5 NCAA tournament appearances in the past 6 years. And Arizona beach volleyball, founded in 2013, is consistently nationally ranked. The athletes on campus say they notice a concerted effort in growing the opportunities for women's sports at the U of A.
and we have like a lot of resources, like through McHale and through like Arizona Athletics. We go to inspiring women's meetings. There's just like a lot of people that are there to like help you, and I definitely feel like they're making an effort to make like women's sports a big deal here and just like in college athletics in general.
Beach volleyball head coach Steve Walker points to the leadership in the athletic department for the evolution of Arizona women's sports. Associate Director of Athletics, Erica Barnes, says that Arizona Athletics puts an emphasis on treating all sports equally. According to Barnes, the future of the NCAA image and likeness debate will likely have major implications for women's college athletics and Title IX compliance. There is no word yet on if the coronavirus pandemic will affect that debate.
The Pima Animal Care Center has the largest selection of adoptable dogs and cats in southern Arizona. The care center sees an increase of stray animals during the summer, which at the center is known as the dog days of summer.
Usually starting around May, we'll start getting a lot more, especially kittens and puppies. We get a huge increase in those. We do take all of them. We do try to divert, so we'll try to find foster homes for them and things like that.
A new foster care program allowed the care center to decrease the number of animals euthanized. Although PAC has seen positive growth in many areas, their intake numbers are higher than ever, reaching a maximum capacity on a daily basis. All animals are still available for adoption during this time.
Look at how cute those dogs are.
Honestly, they're just so adorable, and here at Arizona Cat's Eye, we want to commend all of you volunteer workers out there. We really appreciate you, and we appreciate everything you're doing.
Well, that's it for this episode of Arizona Cat's Eye, Work From Home Edition. I'm Renee Torres-Cook.
And I'm Alyssa Grabinski. Head to our YouTube channel for more sports and news coverage. Thanks for watching.